the Stage Deli, they've got a lot of sandwiches named after famous people, like the Julia Roberts, the Bill Cosby, the Halle Berry. They do have an Al Roker. It's made out of turkey, Swiss, sprouts, and avocado. I know, you're thinking, what? No ham? Well, there's one young man who this would be a tremendous honor for. In fact, he loves sandwiches so much, he's always dreamed of being a sandwich maker, ever since he was knee-high to a grilled cheese. When it comes to sandwiches, everybody's got a favorite.
My favorite type of sandwich is corned beef special.
My favorite type of sandwich is a turkey sub with lettuce, tomato on white bread.
What I like about pastrami is that spicy flavor that it has.
In fact, some people enjoy their sandwiches so much, they even take them personally.
If I were going to be a sandwich, I would be an American hero because it has a little bit of everything. There's no other sandwich like it in the world.
But if there's anyone around who's devoted himself completely to this classic institution, it's Brian Karp. He's the chef and co-owner of Press195, located in the Park Slope neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York. When I was a kid, it was basically bologna, ham and cheese, PB&J. It seems like it has just exploded now, all the things you can put on a sandwich.
People want that gourmet meal, but they want it on the go still. And by putting it between two slices of bread, albeit rye, white, whatever it is, people want that gourmet sandwich.
And dozens of gourmet sandwiches are exactly what Brian and his partner Chris Evans serve up on a daily basis. Like this one, topped with brie, Granny Smith apples, and Virginia ham. But what really sets these sandwiches apart isn't just what goes inside, but what goes on top. They're grilled or pressed using one of the shop's 4 cast iron grills.
The heat as well as the heaviness of the grill allows for the quick cooking.
And grilling is one technique that's earned its share of fans.
I preferred a warm sandwich. I think it's also the melted cheese that adds to the filling of it, making it a complete meal.
Putting together elaborate sandwich menus like this one with 30 varieties of hot-pressed sandwiches and a half-dozen cold-cut combos takes a lot of creativity. So what kind of research did you guys do before you opened up Press195?
We've been making sandwiches since our beginning days when we met each other in college. And in college, you know, there's not too much in the fridge usually. We'd figure out a way to make it, and we kicked it up a little with a food press.
When it comes to sandwich making, Brian, do you guys have a certain philosophy?
Our philosophy is very simple. Just be creative. Just throw everything together that you want to throw together. If it sounds like it's going to work, well, then try it.
And sandwich devotees take Brian's message to heart.
My favorite type of sandwich has turkey, roast beef, ham, Munster, and American cheese.
One of the most popular sandwiches here involves fresh roast beef and cheddar cheese on a potato knish.
I was down on Wall Street, and a gentleman in front of me ordered a knish with all the works. And I said to myself, how can I make this even better? And I thought to myself, roast beef, potatoes, cheddar cheese on the potato. We tried it out the next day here and gave it as a special, and 3 months later it was on the menu.
Though taking chances on a new combo is fun and interesting,
Order up.
Brian also believes in the power of the old standards.
One is salty, well, let's put something sweet on it. One is sweet, well, then we can go to bitter. Ham and Swiss. Your ham is kind of a mild meat. You want your Swiss to be a bit sharp, so it kind of really balances well together.
As for what completes the sandwich, well, the selection of breads these days is mind-boggling. But it's still hard to imagine pastrami or corned beef on anything but rye bread, or classic tuna on white toast.
I think the bread's more important in a sandwich because if the bread's falling apart, you don't have much of a sandwich left.
But when it comes to serving the gourmet, top-notch sandwich, we need to make sure that bread is perfect.
They use a locally baked, custom-made ciabatta bread. All right, Brian, so we're making your favorite sandwich, the Italian sub?
Press195 way.
All right, what goes into it? As we mentioned before, in Brian's world, there aren't any rules as to what ingredients you can put into a sandwich, but he does like to follow a general system as to what order they go in.
It's pretty standard here. We always like to have the dressings first, so it kind of adheres to the bread. We have here the Chianti vinaigrette. That's homemade. as well as a maple basil pesto that's one of our signature sauces.
Right.
Kind of gets into the bread so that when you bite in it, you can taste the bread with that flavor instantly. Then we always like to add the meats and the cheeses. We got the greens, we got some onions here.
Onions, then peppers,
And then a little of the olive. It's a sharp olive flavor. It really provides a nice zing to the sandwich. Then we always like to throw on a little pepper, the salt, and oregano. A little more dressing always. And then we always like to top it off with just a little bit of the grated Parmesan Reggiano. Just throw it on, and look at that. Give it a nice cut. And there we go, look at that. Now that is a hearty sandwich.
To you.
Cheers.
Don't even need to grill it. It's good raw.
Sandwiches offer so much more than they used to. And whether you want them grilled or chilled, nowadays, the options for how you make them and how you enjoy them seem endless.
If you'd like to create your own Press195 sandwich, you can do it virtually by going to their website and picking up to 14 items. But don't forget, you gotta give your sandwich a creative name.